Welcome back on this Wednesday, and you know what Wednesday means. We get a visit with our West Coast bestie, Michael Babcock at TMZ, to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Morning, Babcock. How you doing?
Morning, Maddie. Hey, Jeremy. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing this morning? Are you good?
Good. A little busy, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
I was going to say, you seem like you're very busy today.
Good.
Breaking news.
Just got over in time.
Yes.
Well, yeah, something like that.
Oh, well, hey, we'll be following TMZ all day then to find out what's going on.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, there might be a big story, but I don't count on it, though, Jeremy.
Okay, all right.
I had to say, I made a few predictions of what we would be covering today, and I'm happy one of the stories that we're covering is what you have presented us with, Gigi Hadid.
Gigi, oh, yeah, this is a crazy story. So July 10th, she is going on vacation, and she has her private jet, some friends, and they are flying to the Cayman Islands. Well, when they landed, they were checked by the customs and the border people in the Cayman Islands. Although they were on a private jet, she wasn't flying Delta or anything, but still checked her. And they actually found some marijuana. Now, we have been told by people close to Gigi that it was not in her bag, but because the plane was registered in her name, that she was also arrested and charged. So they find the marijuana. They also said they found some sort of drug paraphernalia, something to smoke the weed with, the pot with. So they arrested him and they charged him. Now, ultimately, she is not leaving with a record, and she had to pay what amounted to a $1,000 fine, and she's obviously very wealthy, so no real big deal there. And she was ultimately released and got to actually enjoy the rest of her vacation. But, a crazy and a scary situation, for her, obviously, to be arrested in a foreign country and to not know what was going to happen. Now, people close to her also say that they tried to, they wanted to sort of get money out of Gigi, but that she refused, and that she said, hey, basically, I'm not going to pay you off. Let's just go through the legal process here. And that's ultimately what happened. Now, for their part, the cops, the law enforcement in the Cayman Islands, they have adamantly, vehemently denied that they ever tried to elicit a bribe or anything like that. So a bit of a he said, she said there, I suppose. But bottom line, she was arrested in the Cayman Islands while trying to go on vacation.
That's crazy, because
right?
She has so many famous friends, but who was she with? Like, she wasn't with her sister Bella. She wasn't with any of the Kardashians.
Yeah,
Jenners.
Right. So, and it doesn't seem like that person was, was famous, Maddie. So I'm not sure that we even know the identity of that person. But yeah, she was arrested. It had to make for a tense moment, and then you find out, okay, it's a $1,000 fine, which again is not, nothing for her.
Right.
And you're done. And there's pictures of her on the beach, sitting on the beach having fun. So she wasn't affected too much by it.
Yeah, she posted right after the news broke, all's well that ends well.
Right.
I was like, okay, wow, Gigi.
Go enjoy the vacay.
Yeah, seriously. She's just lounging on the beach, doing her thing.
God, I think if it was me, I would be like, okay, I just want to go home now.
I know, right?
I want to leave.
No, right? Yeah, you wouldn't. I wouldn't want to. I don't think I'd want to hang out there anymore. And just risk anything else happening or anything else being done to me. So, yeah, she stayed, and I guess she had a good time.
Yeah,
that's amazing. All right, I was really fascinated by this next story, Michael, because this seems like this is a really old story, and unfortunately, Tupac's been gone for a while now, and now there's something happening with the case.
Yeah, the police they carried out a search warrant on a place that was like 20 miles or so from the Vegas Strip, where in September 1996, Tupac was murdered. He was with this guy, Suge Knight, this very famous record executive, and they had just watched a Mike Tyson fight, and they were on the Strip, and Tupac was shot and killed, and it was obviously it shook the music world, but there was never an arrest that was made, for the person or people that were responsible for the death. And I think a lot of his fans and certainly his family lost hope over the years that there was ever going to be any sort of arrest here. But then you hear this week that, again, they enacted this search warrant, and they haven't said if they found anything, but they must at the very least think that there's a possibility that they're on the right track here, obviously, if they got a search warrant. So we'll see what happens. His stepbrother was sort of like, we appreciate the last minute effort. This should have been done earlier, but, thank you. So again, they're a bit hesitant, the family, but we'll see what comes of it. It's a case that's 27 or so years old now.
I was gonna say that detective, police officer must be a real hardcore Tupac fan.
Right.
They'd be like,
Yeah,
I've cracked
I know,
the
right?
case.
Even obviously there are like cold case teams in these departments, but yeah, even for them to pick up the case again after almost 30 years, and I mean, you obviously wish them luck here and hope they get whoever was responsible for this.
Yeah.
Were you a Tupac fan, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid. I was relatively young, but yeah, I still remember. I remember when like Biggie and Tupac, when both of them were murdered within a year of each other, and yeah, that actually had an effect on me. I remember it. I remember it very well. So I hope they get these people.
Well, there's also that conspiracy theory that Tupac is actually still alive.
Yeah, that is, yeah. His, you know what, Maddie? It's really interesting how his like, his career after death. I know that it doesn't make much sense, but I mean, his music blew up. The lore of Tupac blew up, and part of that was, that no, he's not dead. He's off somewhere, living on some island. Speaking of the, islands, Cayman Islands, he's on some island somewhere.
He's with Gigi Hadid in the Cayman Islands.
Right, maybe he was there. Yeah, that's whose pot it was. No, it gave birth to all of these different conspiracy theories and stuff. So it's. Yeah,
I just don't think that people that want to achieve that level of success and fame would ever want to give it up and go live. I just think the narcissist aspect of the performer. Yeah, no, like
he could
Elvis,
never.
Tupac,
imagine being quiet imagine being quiet for 30 years through some of the stuff that's happened. There's no chance.
Yeah,
no chance.
I just don't see how that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there is a way, Jared.
By the way, quick question, Michael. Do you think Elon and Zuckerberg will fight?
Oh,
yeah, but I'm wondering why it hasn't been announced. I mean, I can tell you because we've sort of, we broke a few of these stories.
Yeah, you did.
We're real. This is a real thing, and they're both training and both want to do this. It's just a matter of getting enough money. They want to make a big charitable donation, so we'll see.
At least charity.
Okay. It's charity.
Yeah,
I was like, they both have all the money in the world.
They're not. I mean, I was going to say they're not looking to get rich, but I guess they're already there, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is not a situation where it's about them getting paid. There are other factors here, and both guys want to do it. They do. We'll see if it actually happens because there's a lot of moving parts, but they want to fight each other.
I have to say, I think my money's on Zuckerberg. I think he's going to be like...
He has more training, Maddie. He's younger. He's just smaller. That's the only thing. He's like 80 pounds smaller.
As much as I think he's going to win, I just really want to beat him up myself, though. I'd like to beat him up.
Me too. So do I.
Michael, thank you for your time. Best of luck with all your breaking news today. We're going to keep following you.
Thanks, Babcock.
Thank you, guys.
See you.
All right, you can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m. We'll be back with our good friend Betty Doak of Protect the Harvest right after this. It's like, I just want to beat him up too, though.